Yep, ladies and gentlemen, Eddie Marcus. I'm back. I want to talk to you about what they refer to the Republicans during the election about black jobs. The plan, and it's obvious, you can't even hide it, is when the Republicans and Donald Trump were talking about black jobs, the plan was this. And this to take you right back to the racism, go take you right back down to the bigotry, trying to take you right back down to when blacks were slaves. That's what Donald Trump and that's what white people are talking about. Taking niggers back to slave them. And Donald Trump was supposed to be the one that's going to do it because he's cold as ice. The plan was take all the immigrants back out of this country, get them out of here. And the only jobs, because we're not going to hire black people, DEIs, because anybody that come outside of the fields to work in the kitchen, or if they're in the kitchen up, they're called DEIs. So you're not going to hire anybody that you can associate with DEI. So all black people, except maybe the few that they need, would have to go back to what they call black jobs. That's in the fields. That's the picking the berries and the chopping the cotton and all the stuff that nobody else wants to do. See, when they got rid of supposedly keeping black people on those jobs, blacks wasn't going that way. People had made laws to change things a little bit. And so the immigrants who are going through pure D hell where they're coming from, they come over to America and other places, and they are utilized. They are exploited. They are almost treated like slaves, but they don't get the beating and the jailing. They just get the low wages. No wages. You working your butt off, but the wages that you get, nevertheless, are wages, and it allows you to have something for yourself. It allows you to be able to send something back to your hometown, to your poor people who don't have anything, to help them out. So you move from the slave thing, from black people, to a new slave. That's immigrants, wherever they come from, that comes to do this work. I know. I've been there. I picked tobacco in the Carolinas. Yeah, so I know what I'm talking about in regards to that. However, they didn't include what what black people's mind might be registering. See, they were saying we get these immigrants out of here, we cut SNAP, so black people and poor people can't eat, or any other little things like going to the doctor cut. They don't have any money to do that, so you're forcing them. America, white Americans, Republicans are forced, and Democrats, if they allow it to happen, are forcing black people back in the position of slaves, working for change, back on the place where they might have to live on one of those shotgun houses that they used to live in 40, 50, 60 years ago because they won't be able to afford anything else. That's what they call making America great again. Yep, that's exactly what they call America, making America great again. But what they forgot to do was to include the blacks' thinking on this matter. See, blacks not going back into the field to work for nobody at the wages that they're planning to pay. Now, you do the right thing, and blacks will go back to the field. Not only will blacks go to the field, whites will go to the field and do those what you call jobs nobody wanted to do because they were such low wages. But here is what they were going to do. They were just going to force black people, cut out all the laws, anything that ever protected them. They're just going to cut it off. That's why I say Donald Trump is the devil. And everybody that was supporting Donald Trump are the devil's hench people. Exactly. Now, I know you don't want to hear that, but the absolute, what they were doing is satanic. What they were doing is evil. Or what they were trying to do is evil. But the blacks weren't just sitting back there ready to receive evil. So blacks got a plan. And blacks' plan is this. And blacks say, well, this is a plan that they can offer to everybody. And that is everybody go to work. Put everybody to work. Put means allow open the doors. So everybody in this country is expected, if you're old enough and you got something, in order to receive what you come in America for, food, clothing, shelter, education, health, in order to receive that, you got to have a job. Everybody. white, black, anybody that's in this country, in order to receive the blessings of life here in America, you got to have a job. So what you do is you make an effort to put everybody to work that will fall in that category. This is black people talking to you now. But what we do is how we do it is like this. Everybody choose the job. Every worker chooses their job. And I said worker. Now, I'm not talking about people who call themselves the bosses. I'm talking about workers. Every last one of you choose your job. And you choose a job that you love. Choose a job that you love. It ain't got to be basketball. It ain't got to be football. It doesn't have to be singing, but that you love it. Love that job that you're choosing. And the system will be established that allows you to actually engage yourself in that job that you love. And the blessings from you standing up and making sure that you get the job that you love is that you'll benefit from the job that you love initially and right away is the joy that comes from the job that you love. Joy. The world can't give it. White folks can't give it. Black folks can't give it. No world give it to you. God gives it to you. And can't nothing take it away. So you got a job that you love and you got the joy that comes with that. Now, no, most people don't ever have that. Some people say they do, but the masses never do. So this is a good thing, just starting out. Just starting out. You got a job that you love and it gives you your greatest joy. Now, what it allows you to do, ladies and gentlemen, because this is the way it's set up, it will allow you to create in mass, create an abundance of food, clothing, shelter, education, transportation, infrastructure, all of those things that we say are important. It allows you to create it in mass. And if you ever want to use AI, do that. But what it does, it decreases the amount of work that you have to do so you get a chance to engage yourself in something else that you love. It might be traveling, it might just be other, whatever it is. You get a chance to engage yourself in that. All of this is open to you to bring you joy and happiness and peace and prosperity and freedom and the opportunity to live your dreams. That is what this does. Now, what happens is that all of the stuff that you got, that you engage yourself in and work, that the people who are trying to rip you off, sending immigrants back in the country, back out of the country, trying to send you back in the cotton fields and stuff like this, it didn't work that way this time. Now, what it does is allows you to be in the participation of the creative process of life, creating life in America. And that makes you important. You are playing a role, a divine role, a godly role in life. So rather than some boss man paying you some money, rather than some CEO ripping all of you guys off, they were ripping the slaves off, they were ripping the immigrants off, getting rid of the immigrants trying to go back into slavery. That crap is not working anymore because God is showing the people your demonicness. And so rather than get back in that, all of the stuff that money could buy has your name on it. And when your name is on it, you don't have to buy it. If you need it, if you want it, if you desire it, it's there for you. You go get it. When you need a car, you go get the car. Throw the other thing in the trash. When your house needs fixing, you set it up. People come fix your house. You don't have a house, you set it up. People build your house. All of these things are happening for you brand new because you engage yourself in the process of working and you have changed your system from following thieves and crooks and low down dirty hound dogs. You change from following them to following love, to following peace, following prosperity. And that's what you get. So when white folks were trying to get rid of the immigrants so they can create new and old niggerdom, they got had because it's not going to be there. What they have done is allowed God the opportunity to touch the people again and show them what life is all about and give them the courage and direction to stand up against all the devil stuff. Firing people who tell the truth, firing people that got jobs, all that stuff was about was about hell. It was about straight up hell. It was the demonic forces trying to destroy a system of government that was already messed up, but it was going to make sure it didn't get any better. But in the process of trying to destroy it, God had some people out here who weren't going to be destroyed. They were being built up. And as the devil tried to stand up and show more devilishness, they showed the opportunity for more justice to be exposed. So, yeah, this is not about, and I want you to get it clear. No black folks and start working in no fields for no $1.65 an hour or $2 an hour. That ain't happening. That's over. And ain't no white folks gonna do it. No white folks gonna do it. In fact, the thing that it is today, we're changing the system so it won't be any CEOs looking down on anybody, talking about what they aren't and what you are. No, we're gonna be in the same boat. All of us gonna be living as though we're in heaven. Our needs, our wants, and our desires will be met. And that's that. You got it. You got it. Now you start thinking about how you're gonna accomplish that. And I know it's something you're going to try to say is complicated. And the only complication comes from it is what you're trying to make it be, because it is simple that kids don't even have, they can play that game, don't even have to come up with no plans. They just actually engage themselves and it happens. All right, I got to go now. Wait a minute. And let me say something before I go. Ladies and gentlemen, we don't care about people. Health care is a need that everybody wants to have met. And everybody should want healthcare to be available. The only problem we see as far as healthcare being available today in America is that healthcare is about making money. It's not necessarily about curing people or getting people well. It's about making money. So when this new program come in, where doctors have made that choice because they love it, and the greatest reward they can get out of it is joy, then all of the resources that are necessary to do the fantastic, great, divine things that medicine requires will be made available to us. Nobody would have to be suffering from it. Look, you sitting up there talking to people right now who've got dental problems, don't have any teeth or one or two, and they feel as embarrassed as they could possibly be. Some people get around you and always talk with the high hands of the mouth. Some people don't want to open their mouth. Some people don't want to smile or grin because they are embarrassed at themselves for having to go through this. But a person that's awake, is they are not embarrassed at themselves. They're embarrassed at society that permits this stuff to happen. No one wants to go through this, but it is forced upon them for obvious reasons. Either they don't have the money, they can't, and they don't have the coverage, and they can't get it done. And when you walk around see a ragged a person with a ragged in the mouth, or teeth all falling out, you can laugh if you want it, but that represents you. That represents you as a community, as a society. You have no compassion. You have, and then that's why you got people trying to push you back into slavedom because they have no compassion and understanding, and neither do the people that tried to go back into slavery have. So all of that stuff is over. All of it is over. I know Donald Trump still got the nation on his side. The FBI working for the devil. You got the Supreme Court. But hold it. Let me stop for a minute. Let me say something. Over the past weekend, when we were talking about uh, Trump's 79th birthday that he wanted to celebrate, but he wanted to steal the force, the power that's behind the military. He wanted to steal that. He wanted to usurp 250 years, however many years that we had the military. He wanted to use them to steal their service, to steal what they represent and attach it to him, honor him. This man was going to say by this, he already said that he's the greatest president the United States has ever had. He's the most demonic force that we've had a few presidents in my lifetime, but he's the most demonic force I've ever seen in my lifetime. And he's stand up there with those I read about. But he's saying he is the greatest. He got to be a fool. But he has a lot of people that's saying it too. He is the greatest. And that's because they follow the same suit that he follows. Now, who is the greatest president? There are no greatest president. There are no greatest president. A great president would have America beautiful. Everybody would have a job that they chose and got joy from. everybody would have access to things that they want, need, and desire in life. And they wouldn't have to put up a lying, cheating, stealing, and people coming to your house with guns to kill you because another idea is preventing them from doing what they want to do. And so they got somebody talking and got them all fired up, and they're going to come to your house and kill you. That's the devil all the way. Remember, the one that comes to kill you is the devil. Remember, the one that wants to lead your system and have a lot of poverty and crime and violence, that's the devil. The only one that's good is the elimination of crime and violence and hatred and racism. That's right one. That's God. And now, when you start seeing the line and racism and bigotry and murder, you're not going to see the devil. You're going to see people looking just like you. And when you see the nation changing and people having jobs and people are making sure that they got the resources available to have that wonderful life, you're not going to see God. You're going to see people looking just like you. The only way you can tell the difference in the people is that you're working for death or you're working for life. And the ones that are working for death can't hide because they need a lot of stuff: lying, cheating, stealing, killing, hatred, racism, bigotry, murder, you name it. But the ones who are fighting for life, they can't hide it either because they are building, they are polishing up, they are making things new and alive. Which side are you on?